All right, guys, today we're going to read this story and answer some questions. Our story title is If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. It is written by Laura Numeroff and illustrated by Felicia Bond. Okay, be paying attention because I have some questions for you afterwards. If you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to ask for a glass of milk. When you give him the milk, he'll probably ask you for a straw. When he's finished, he'll ask you for a napkin. Then he'll want to look in the mirror to make sure he doesn't have a milk mustache. When he looks in the mirror, he might notice his hair needs a trim. So he'll probably ask for a pair of scissors. When he's finished giving himself a trim, he'll want a broom to sweep up. Like he made a big mess with all his hair clippings. He'll start sweeping. He might get carried away and sweep every room in the house. Oh, look at him go. Sweeping, there's his pile. Sweeping pile. He's got another pile right there. He might even end up washing the floors as well. He's mopping the floors. Wow, that's a hard-working mouse. When he's done, he'll probably want to take a nap. Why do you think he's going to want to take a nap? Because he's hungry or because he's tired? Yeah, I think he wants to take a nap because he's tired. He just did a lot of work. You'll have to fix up a little box for him with a blanket and a pillow. He'll crawl in, make himself comfortable, and fluff the pillow a few times. He'll probably ask you to read him a story. So you'll read to him from one of your books, and he'll ask to see the pictures. When he looks at the pictures, he'll get so excited, he'll want to draw one of his own. He'll ask for a piece of paper and crayons. What is he going to do with the crayons? He's going to draw a picture. What color is he coloring with in this picture? He's coloring with green. He has a green crayon and a brown crayon and an orange crayon and a gray crayon and a yellow crayon and a blue crayon. I wonder what he's going to draw. What do you guys think? When the picture is finished, he'll want to sign his name. What did he draw a picture of? I think it's his family. Look, there's him and probably a brother and a sister and a dad and a mom. With a pen. Then he'll want to hang the picture on your refrigerator, which means he'll need Scotch tape. Look, he's looking for the tape. Oh, he found it. He'll hang up his drawing and stand back to look at it. Oh, look, he had to stack crackers and olives so that he could reach the fridge to put his painting on. Looking at the refrigerator will remind him that he's thirsty. So he'll ask for a glass of milk. And chances are, if he asks for a glass of milk, he's going to want a cookie to go with it. Oof, how do you think he feels? Oof, I think he's a little bit tired because the mouse is having to do a lot of stuff. What is the mouse eating? A cookie? All right, guys, let's answer some questions about our story. First of all, the name of our book is our title. So we're looking for our title. Who remembers what the title of our story is? Good. I will give you some options too. Is our story If You Give a Mouse a Cookie? Or is our story that we just read Where the Wild Things Are? Good. Our story we just read is called, our title is If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. That's our title. Here is it written out. If you give a mouse a cookie. All right, guys, now we're looking for our author. What does our author do? Does our author draw the pictures or write the book? Good. Our author writes the book. Her name is Laura Numeroff. That's the author. That's who wrote the words in our book. All right, now we're looking for our illustrator. Our illustrator draws the pictures. Good. So our illustrator drew all the pictures in this story. And I think they did a really good job. Our illustrator's name is Felicia Bond. Felicia Bond drew the pictures in our book. All right, our next question is our characters. Our characters are the people or things in our story. Let's think really hard. Can you guys remember the characters in our story? Characters in our story. Here's a question. Was one of the characters in our story the good egg, Curious George, or the boy? He didn't have a name. What do you guys think? Which one is in our story? The good egg, Curious George, or the boy? Good. The boy is one of the characters in our story. All right, we have another character in our story. Ooh, this is gonna be an easy one. Was the next character in our story Cinderella, a mouse, or Elsa? Who was the character in this story if you give a mouse a cookie? Good. Our other character was a mouse. So our characters in our story were the boy and the mouse. Those are the only two. Our next question is our setting. Our setting is where our story takes place. Let's look through our book to see where they are. They're in a specific place. Let's see if we can see a picture. Oh, you can see it in the background of this one. There's our setting. It's where they drink the milk. It's where they clean the house. All right, so is our setting a house, a swimming pool, or a school? It's kind of a tricky one. Where does if you give a mouse a cookie take place? In a house, in a swimming pool, or in a school? Yep, our story takes place in a house. That is our setting. All right, guys, last, we're gonna sequence our story. We're gonna say what happens first, next, then last. All right, the first thing that happens in our story is the mouse gets a certain food. So what happens first in our story? Does the mouse get a cookie or ask for a pair of scissors? Good. The first thing that happens in our story is if you give a mouse a cookie. Okay, let's see what happens next. Okay, if you give a mouse a cookie, he's gonna ask for something. Is he gonna ask for a broom or a glass of milk? Good. If you give a mouse a cookie, he'll ask for milk to drink with his cookie. All right, next. If you give a mouse a cookie, he's gonna ask for something, if you give a mouse milk, he's gonna ask for something to help drink his milk. Is that crayons and paper or a straw? Which one is he gonna need to drink his milk? Good, he'll ask for a straw. Oh, when he's done with the straw, let's switch the page. Okay, when he's done with the straw, he's gonna ask for something to wipe off his face. Because look, he has some milk on his face. Would he need a napkin to wipe off his face or tape? Good, he'll use a napkin. All right, then he's gonna ask, he's afraid he has a milk mustache. So he's gonna wanna look in the, will he ask to look in the mirror or will he ask for a broom? Which one is he gonna need to see if he has a milk mustache? Good. He'll look in the mirror to see if he's a milk mustache. Okay, when he looks in the mirror, he sees that his hair is kind of long, so he needs to give himself a haircut. What could he use to give himself a haircut? Could he use a glass of milk to give a haircut or scissors to give a haircut? What happens next in the story? Good. He asked for scissors to give himself a haircut. All right, but when he gives himself a haircut, he leaves a big mess on the floor. So what happens next in the story? He asks for a broom, or he asks you to read him a story? Good. He's going to ask for a broom to clean up his mess on the floor. All right, then he's going to want to take a nap. Once he takes a nap, he's going to want to ask you to read him what? Will he ask you for a glass of milk or for you to read him a story? Good. Next, he asks him to read a story. All right, guys, we're almost done. After he sees the story, let's look at our picture. All right, what happens next? Does he ask for crayons to draw a picture, or does he ask for tape? What happens next in our story? Good. Next, he asks for crayons so he can draw a picture too. Then he draws a picture and he signs his name. Oh, but he needs some way to put his picture on the fridge. So what happens next? Does he ask for a cookie or does he ask for tape? Good. He asks for tape to hang up his picture. And then he looks at the fridge, and looking at the fridge makes him thirsty. So he asks for what? Good, a glass of milk. And then, chances are, if he asks for a glass of milk, he's gonna want what? What's the last thing that happens in our story? The mouse asks for a, good. He will ask for a cookie to go with it. All right, guys. Great job answering the questions with our story.